Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, now welcome back to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Constant Brooks. I know this is another episode now talk about I guess the business the business of science. Because as I said, if I was actually executing these stuff, these are stuff that I'm learning being an employee that really would help in actually executing this stuff. And what I realized in this episode is that in a competent company, hierarchy is very apparent. Like you really can see the roles being executed and you can really say, okay, yes, it makes sense as to why that person is in that role. And being an employee at this company really showed me that a competent person is really competent, more competent than someone that is a levels under them. Like for example, I came in as a train, like the trainer was very knowledgeable at the at the at very good at teaching us the job. The trainer was really good at teaching us the job. And when we start progressing and start learning, and then we reached the mock interview, we were able to actually learn, able to pass the interview because the trainer was pretty good, and I see myself develop from the first day until that mock interview. We actually went to on the job training. Now, what we had known was the people that were over us now was basically going to mold us into person who can do this job 8 hours a day. And what happened was even though we're some of the people that I came in with are customer service experience, have very much longer experience than I did and have experience from other places. The very noviceness or amateureness or rookiness of all of us is very apparent from the first day, and you could see the difference what a year experience is at the company than no than less than a year experience. We could see it. Like legit the person that were training us were like a 1 year or so at the company before us and they were more knowledgeable a lot of stuff more than us. And it's like wow. And then what happened now is that I reached this further stage now we are actually further closer to becoming one of the employees and see how like the supervisors that are more competent are not really more competent in the sense that they're more competent, but it's like like the difference you could see the difference, like legit, you could see the difference. And the thing about it that one of the supervisors when she was talking, she was a customer service agent as well. She started at the bottom as well. So it's like her competence at the where she's at now to us where we at is like you could see the hierarchy. You could see the hierarchy of oh, yeah, this person is a supervisor because of what she's able to do and stuff like that. And that's the next thing about the business of the science stuff. Like the competence part of it, and that's one of the important stuff that can prevent slippage from something like, for example, this pandemic from happening again. Like the competence, they can have when it reach like for example a pandemic level type of event happens, the competence level of each of the science lab that has to be on a different part. You can't always go to this person that's like, yo, this person is trusted and reliable. And then not only that, if his reliability is in question, like for example, in the company, because it's a business, they're always trying to maximize profit. So even that person who was a supervisor, if she's not doing her work, she can get demoted. So that's the next thing about being a science person. If you're slacking, like for example, this pandemic caused a lot of people to die. It's like, yo, a slack like that can really just revoke your status. Like you flop, bro, on the biggest stage. So it's like that's how a competent, the business of science is like, yo, we can trust you to actually um put us like the top person can trust them to give us a broad vision, and then you have the little specialists that can basically go down to the details and stuff like that. And what happens is that each of the minor specialists can basically build up other person that become that top person. So if that top person leaves, the company is not up falling. We have another top guy that can basically rise to the top and yo give the broad vision again. And it's like that's yeah. So that's something else I see in a company. And the thing about it is that the thing about it is that yo the thing about business is that an industry can really look down on an industry or anything like that, but when no matter which industry, as long as that industry is competent, a competent business, a business is a business, and you can see it. You can see the competence from the incompetence in a business. Like you can see a business from a person that's basically say, "Oh, I'm just doing stuff." You know, that's the difference. And it's like being at that company really showed me like, yo, there's a lot of things that you can learn. There's a lot of things you can learn. So that's basically it for this episode. And thanks for listening. I look forward for the next episode. Mhm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
For the 15 week in this 9 to 5 journey. And this 15 week, yeah, I say it's more different, more different. And what happened is that we're in March now. So uh, I'm just trying. So, the stats reset again. So I have the chance now again to actually can beat this bonus consistently to actually meet that mark. But um, what happened is that if you remember from February, I was started with the month with the plan, but I ended up barely getting anything. So what this month that is starting out is what I realize is that one of the stats now I'm consistently getting, but one of the stats now is really giving me a hard time now that I need both of those